What's good, y'all? You know, I posted on Twitter today and I said, yeah, I'm not gonna stream tonight, and then I thought about it, and well, Tuesday or Wednesday is gonna be one of my regular days off anyway, so Wednesday is a bit more convenient for me, so I figured I would tough it out tonight and probably call it a day off tomorrow. But I'm just so ready to be. I'm ready to play another game, so I'd like to finish Tales of Arise, at least the main story. But
even if you yourself might
like I said, we'll probably do some bonus content. It's still a Tales game; it deserves that much. I mean, there is quite a bit of bonus content, definitely not right after. It'll probably be a few weeks. But how's everyone doing tonight? You know, I didn't even schedule this one. I was just kind of. I told myself I'd wait to see how I felt, and then I'd roll with it from there. But yeah, so just mind my voice because was kind of losing my voice last night. Kind of lost it the rest of the way today.
The kind of everyday things we all take for granted.
You know, I'm gonna thug it out though.
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special.
I got that catchphrase from someone I used to work with. He'd always say,
I have my own dreams.
Like if, you know,
but a world without
if
her,
he
where she dies,
like
so we can all survive,
he like had a small injury, something worth missing work over. He would but he didn't want to miss getting paid. He'd always say, I'm just gonna thug it out. I'm gonna save the sick time for a real emergency. I was a pretty resilient dude. Hey, Brinwell, how you doing?
Can't sleep.
After everything we just heard?
Hey,
how could I?
Fair enough.
Shion's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything. I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because she didn't want to hurt anybody by getting too close. I just figured that that was the type of person she was, you know? But
I mean,
it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good. But even then,
you know,
she didn't think she could say anything to us about it.
I know.
Final Fantasy X handled this
completely blind to everything she was going through.
A lot better than this game, in my opinion, because at least in Final Fantasy X,
you really think so?
You know, they waited for the big reveal about the Summoner's Pilgrimage until you got to Zanarkand, but at least in that game,
you were a good friend to her before.
Everyone was really well developed.
Yeah,
like, I would argue, I would argue that maybe Kimahri.
When you think about it,
we didn't learn a lot about Kimahri, but Kimahri was kind of the silent type.
We've all found ways to let each other into our lives. I hope Shion's able to do that one day too.
We learned a lot about Auron.
I hope he's able to
I
do
used
that
to
more.
speculate
Lots and lots
when
more.
I was younger
I think it'd be
that there was
really
going to
nice
be a
if we
Final
could all
Fantasy
just be there to
X-3
support each other when it really
with
counts.
Braska,
And forget
Auron,
about our
and
grudges
Jecht.
and pain.
That's the prequel we've all been waiting for. None of this Crisis Core. I want a Final Fantasy X prequel. That'd be pretty cool. And you know, they would just reuse a lot of the battle assets from like Auron, Yuna, and Tidus.
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every
Can't
once in a
believe
while
that
I
never
thought
happened.
something
I mean, it
seemed a
just
little off, but
you
I
learn
never
so
could have
much about
imagined.
their journey. Like,
It's like a completely
we're in the
different
day
world
and
was
age of
spinning around
expanded
me and I
lore,
couldn't even
but
see it.
what can you do?
You and me both. I mean, I knew something was bothering her, but I could never quite figure out what it was.
You? But you're the one always looking out for her, aren't you?
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it all. What I thought was helping and being there for her was actually just driving her into a corner.
At least you figured it out in time, though, right?
I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But yeah, you're right. We brought her back from the edge, and we're going to stop those thorns from taking her, no matter what.
Yeah, with all of us together, there's nothing we can't handle. Shionne, the world. We can save everyone. And I mean it when I say we, Alphen.
I know. No lone wolfing it.
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say. Do you think he'd pat me on the back or tell me off?
Zephyr, I don't think that he'd have that much to say,
Zephyr
to be honest.
really ever
You're
showed
your own
us.
man now, Law. And you've
I don't think we
already
ever
made up
saw
your own
that
mind about what you
quality
want.
in Zephyr.
you
And let
say
me just say
anything even if you
also,
wanted to.
Law.
Sorry.
you know,
I
when
guess those of us amongst
liked,
the living have enough
I might have
problems
liked
to
Zephyr
deal
a little
with,
bit
don't
more than
We'll
most of the
need all our
actual
strength to save
playable
Shionne.
characters in this
I'll
game,
probably
except
end
like
up worrying
Kisara,
again
of
at some
course.
point.
I like Kisara,
I guess I'll think it over more then. That okay?
Zephyr
Yeah,
kind of reminds
I
me a
think it
lot
is.
of Van Damme from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. On a super underrated game, by the way. I love Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It's kind of like the black sheep of the...
The
well,
end of the world. It's
I
hard
guess
to
you could
believe,
say
isn't it?
X would be the black sheep,
I
but a
believe
lot of
Shionne
people
is
didn't
telling the
like
truth.
2.
What
That was
about
my
you?
first Xenoblade
As a
Chronicles
friend,
game.
Yes, I want to believe her.
I mean, obviously, I played Gears and I played Xenosaga, but
some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of
I didn't
us.
have a I didn't have a Wii, so I never
It's hard to
played
fathom something that can usher outright doom to the world.
the first one or
But those
X.
really are the
So
stakes we face.
No,
I do
understand.
plan to stream those at
Even
some
Shionne
point.
doesn't seem to know exactly
Definitive
what will
Edition
happen to bring it all
2,
about.
Torna,
We have so many
and
pieces of the
3.
puzzle in our hands. So many clues. Yet the complete picture eludes us.
As far as
So where do
streaming
her thorns fit in then?
Gears
Well,
and
I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all.
Xenosaga at some point,
You
that's
remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Yeah, I remember.
so
It was the
I
will
actually
of Dana's astral
I actually
energy
wouldn't even
come
have to
life. Or that's what
play
we all
the
thought.
PC
Right.
versions per se. I
And from
actually
that,
own
we're
all
able to hypothesize
every game
how
I just
vast
mentioned. I actually
concentrations
own,
of
but
astral energy can become sentient.
uh,
Let's return to when we found Shionne
you know,
in Collegian.
I feel like
When
when I
her
add
thorns
more
went wild,
hardware to my
they
setup,
contained far
I
more
encounter
astral
more
energy than
problems.
any
Like
mere remnant
I
would
tried to use an
normally have
HDMI
inside them.
splitter when
So
testing
you think
OBS a
those
year
thorns
ago
might be
to
alive
capture
too?
PS3
That
footage,
their will is what
and
keeps
I
her from
kept coming
dying?
up with like audio
But
and
why
visual
would they want
defects.
to destroy the entire world?
The
As for that,
the
really cannot
VG
say for certain.
sorry,
These
RGB
goals still remain a
adapter,
mystery.
RGB to HDMI
Maybe a
adapter.
mere fluke.
I can only
Their
imagine that
maiden powers
has
have been able to contain it thus far.
some
You know,
issues.
I've
I'd have
noticed
to
since we
actually
met that you like figuring
wait.
out
I'd have
riddles.
to weigh out the pros and cons, but
Can you blame
that's a
me?
franchise I really like.
When
Also,
one realizes that the world they
I've
once
only
thought
been
to be
streaming
true
for
is but
7
a mere
months, so
facade,
I think the
they can't
majority
help
of
but
what
seek the truth.
y'all have seen from me
Especially
is
when that deception has led to
Nier
others
and
getting
Saga.
hurt.
Those are the
So,
only.
Halim?
I think those are the
I
only
imagine the remaining
franchises I've
pieces of
played
the puzzle
multiple
that we
games
seek rest
in.
somewhere within
On stream at
Lengus.
least, obviously.
As for what the
There will
final
be much
picture will
more,
look like,
much more
who
tales,
can say?
especially now that we get
I
to
think it's best we
go
don't dwell on it too much for the time being.
backwards. My favorite direction to go. Because I feel like every time we move forward, we get a game like this. And, you know, from a game design standpoint, this game is excellent. Like, just from mechanics, quality, it is a great game. The dungeons kind of feel like every map in this game feels like a hallway, but we've been getting used to that since Final Fantasy 13.
Hey, you
But-
doing all right?
You know,
I seem to cause nothing but worry.
I tear into the grammatical errors
As
in the
much as
text. I
try to
tear
look
into
like
the
I have things under
characters.
control,
But it's
everyone still worries about
I've
me.
played much worse games. Trust me.
You're not the only one.
What's a terrible game I've played? Most people would consider Unlimited Saga to be
Hey,
terrible. I've played that.
Do you remember
I'm
the
actually
first
gonna stream
time you
that
said
when
I was
the
your friend?
they've already said they're remastering all the Saga games. So when Unlimited Saga gets a remaster,
was
I'm
that?
definitely going to play that. But
Sorry, I can't remember.
I also have that one on PlayStation 2. You won't catch me going out of my way to
That's
stream
okay.
that though.
It
Hey,
came
I
so
need
naturally
to
to
I need
you,
to have
I'm
that
not
on
surprised
modern
you forgot.
hardware.
I was different back then. The Danans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the Blazing Sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two. And before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. You cared about us as you would any other people.
Tales of Rebirth has a very similar
everyone else started to call me their friend too.
You know, with the whole classism and...
Before then,
I don't even know, would you call this racism or speciesm that goes on in the world of Dana?
I didn't want to die and lose
like,
you all.
if are Renans and Danans two completely different species?
You would all die in my place.
I'd assume, since they have, like, vastly different traits, but Tales of Rebirth kind of covered this. That game is exclusive to
after saying how I
Japan, but
and hearing what you all had to say.
Funny enough, I actually have a Japanese PS2 copy and the PSP version.
Don't worry, it's okay.
I was interested in figuring out if you could stream from a PSP, but
I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now.
I mean, when the options are learn Japanese or play a fan translation, I think it's pretty obvious what we pick.
And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shionne. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Danans and Renans, can finally live in peace.
I thought he was gonna say rest in peace. Like, wait a minute.
With you until the very end.
Did I miss something in the plot? No.
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that
as much trash as I've
I think you might be right about that.
I've talked about this game, I'm a little sad that it's winding down to the end. Just a little. I'm excited to play something else, but...
Everyone well rested? Then let's go.
Board the starship. But first, we're gonna make a... nice little, I'm just gonna save over 2 slots so I have a backup. Yeah, we're going though. I think we've got everything we need until yeah, I think we've got everything we need. And if not, I can always reload it. Ooh, a Renan cruiser.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
I don't know if that's actually what it's called. I just called it a Renan cruiser.
Better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that. You're going to jinx us.
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
Oh, don't tell me it's called Arise.
You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced.
Fall Knights, that's pretty cool.
Well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
It's actually Alphen's ship, so I don't think that's quite your decision to make, Law.
And make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shionne's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right, then let's go.
Let's go indeed to Lenegis. Home stretch, baby. Is it just me, or is the Fall Knights a lot smaller That looks smaller than the boat we were infiltrating Almedra's ship with. That's funny. I guess it's I guess it was originally meant for one person. Or was it? The game will never actually explain that, I'm sure, so...
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Dahnans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be alright with the controls?
Don't tell me this ship comes with a merchant.
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
I'll never get over Dohalim's smart attitude.
Okay, Shionne? You seem a little different.
Oh, so it's another one of those where we gotta talk to everybody.
Different? No, not at all. You seem more driven.
So
like you found a zest for life. It suits you.
I'm a little perturbed at the fact that, oh, familiarize yourself with the ship. You mean the 3 hallways that are a part of it? Is there a chest in here? Probably not. You know, you might be wondering, Sprint JRPG, why haven't you complained about the fact that this whole game has been in a prime-medieval setting and now we're on a spaceship? Well,
you okay?
It's because I couldn't complain about it without complaining about Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And I'm not going to complain about that game, so...
All things considered. Nothing like being at sea, thank goodness.
Glad to hear it. That device there caught your eye, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to fit a person inside of it.
It's a healing pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Oh, you don't say. Well, that
illnesses.
Should definitely come in handy if any
so
of
when
us
you get sick, you just go in the pod?
Alphen? Was it something I said?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lenegis, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? But that mean you were inside for 300 years?
Yes, it sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
I don't really think it's a why. Wait,
right.
hold on.
But still.
So did you have the iron mask on before or after? I'm curious.
That you finally woke up in.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it this far without you. And not only that, but Alphen, can you recall back to what it is that I said to you back when we left Menancia? About the dream of coexistence and needing to learn what it entailed?
I probably skipped through that.
That's why you came with us, right?
Thanks for lying on my behalf, Alphen.
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I also felt really compelled to fulfill my brother's wishes. I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for him. It's for people now, and those still to come. The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream is for all Dahnans, wherever they might be, to be free. If I've learned anything on this journey, it's that. And the one who brought me along was you, Alphen. I'll forever be grateful to you.
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your thanks. At least, until we've dealt with the Red Woman.
I know.
So
probably.
Alright. Next person. I want to go to Lenegis. Let's talk to Law and Rinwell. Let's see what they're chit-chatting about.
Hey, Alphen, listen to this! So Law and I were just talking and...
Hey, shut up!
What's got Law all flustered?
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about naming the ship, too.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I just think it's, you know, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything strange about it.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem then.
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think we can trust Renan technology. It got me to Dana in one piece, remember?
Yeah, it just took you 300 years,
if you think so,
no
Alphen,
memory,
it must be okay.
woke up naked, big hunk of iron covering your head.
Hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alphen.
Could have possibly drained your entire personality during the trip. You know, if he was asleep for 300 years, you wouldn't have to write off the whole... I don't expect anyone who's been asleep for 10 times their lifetime to have any memory of the past, so that's reasonable.
Is something wrong?
No.
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis?
I am as prone to sentimentality as any other. Tell me though, you too have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one, no less. This trip will probably mean facing up to some difficult emotions. Doesn't that frighten you?
Well, it is a place where I took the lot, but I can't.
I see.
Dohalim.
Forgive me. I was wrong. Come back and speak.
And Shion.
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts to you, huh? What was...
Let's just say, I don't have many happy memories. They called it treatment. But in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
You mean
could thorns
they
be
experimented
treatment?
On you?
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle day in and day out. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. Some existence, huh? A blight. I thought things couldn't get any worse. But then they did. I started to have nightmares, visions of the coming apocalypse.
Oh, so you've had visions this whole time and just didn't bother telling
anybody. Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by and that's when it hit me. If I was going to die...
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you relive that.
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better place now.
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live. But why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
Are you crazy? Why would you sacrifice your life?
That's exactly my point. Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes? How is that even right?
And welcome to the Destiny Sweepstakes. Draw your straw.
To be sacrificed. This struggle was never about if we're doing
a world free.
Not just me.
A world free of sacrifice.
The true nature of
a victory.
I don't know how much I believe that.
Yeah, we can do this together.
And we talk to Dohalim now.
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
That didn't quite take 300 years.
Before we do that, just what exactly should we expect when we get down there?
Kisara has a point. Now that I think of it, I don't know the first thing about Lenegis.
I'd like to hear
You're
more
meaning
too.
to tell me.
It's been centuries since I was last there.
So were they in space when he was in the regeneration chamber? Were they parked on the volcano?
First and foremost,
I'm
Lenegis
curious,
was the base of operations in charge of the crown contest on Dana. Of course, it also happens to be a city and its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But
yeah.
Astral arts are innate, right? So people's positions are fixed at birth.
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, that's basically the gist. As a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dana even if they wanted to. Still, Even the lowest rung on the Renan ladder is considered superior.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been...
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral art.
Fair point.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Jeez.
Wait a second. Are you? He is! Lost blushing!
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst. As if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
So this Red Woman, are we expecting to find her on Lenegis?
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deeply involved in all this to discard the possibility. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
I want to know what that's all about. Like,
Dana, we need to
that Red Woman or Red Girl or whatever feels like a blatant ripoff of Nier Automata.
I've got a ton of questions.
So I'm a little curious to see how this unfolds.
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy, so brace yourselves.
Ooh, do we get an animated cutscene?
Out there, Shion. We'll find them.
I like animated cutscenes. Nope. Just a regular one.
There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Do they have welcome mats in Dana, Alphen?
Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
So nobody
realizes that we're here?
Oh, actually, they did say that. They said none of the Renans that are on Dana are allowed to return during the crown contest.
Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
Yeah, this area is definitely going to remind me of Ion's hangar from Xenoblade 2.
And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the Sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Alright.
Forbidden?
Forbidden Zone.
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a Sovereign in our midst. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time. Possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
it must be in the Forbidden Zone.
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a Sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone.
Cool.
Beyond that wall lies a city.
And a skit.
Thinking about what could be lurking.
For such a...
Oh!
Would you two...
So how...
I couldn't...
There's Zook.
Wait, we can just... we can leave? What? .jpeg? We can just leave? They made such a big deal about how when we left, like, That's it, you're gone. We can leave? This game doesn't take itself seriously. Works for me. I made like a backup save and everything. They were just capping though, as the kids say. They were capping. Oh. They got a little something going on here. Clearly. So I guess they want me to ask what's going on. Actually, I'll give this game props for one thing. This first view when you get to Lenegis reminds me when you get to the City of Angels in Symphonia. It's kind of reminiscent. Just walk in, like shape and everything, kind of.
What in the world?
This being Renan territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim. Don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help. What with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home.
Did it shift things that much?
Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
What is that sound in the background?
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself. Okay, Doe?
Oh, they... Do they call him Doe? Is that his nickname? That's cute. Doe. Doe! Alright, so let's proceed. Just kidding, another skit.
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dana.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the wedge originally came from.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens, see what we can find out.
While we're at it, we can ask them about the Red Woman
That sounds
too.
like a bad idea.
And don't forget about finding the way to the Forbidden Zone either.
Let's leave the talking to Shion. We can't have a bunch of Danans poking their noses around.
Good idea. I think that's for the best.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two. The Danans among us should probably keep our heads down.
What if people freak out?
I shall explain it away by saying I'm leading you.
What are we, dogs?
What could be so
Actually, they
important?
have used the
It's
term
worth
Dan and
destroying
dogs in this
people's
game
livelihoods
before,
and
so
homes in the process. It's just
that's not
unbelievable.
That's not abnormal.
Uprooting an entire city as if it were mere building blocks. Someone's got an awful lot of questions to answer.
From how it looks, they must be siphoning off astral energy from Dana and then sending it to Rena.
But why do all this? What for? Surely they can't be using all that energy for the crown contest.
Whatever their purpose, disrupting their siphoning process alone won't be sufficient. Not while we still don't know what their endgame is.
He's right. We need to stop this from happening ever again.
This Forbidden Zone might be where we find some
Yes, we
answers,
do.
right? So what are we waiting for? Let's get moving!
You heard him. We don't have time to stop and chat. Let's move.
No, we don't. So let's keep it moving. And just kidding, we have another skit.
I've been wondering.
What do you...
Well, not but then.
Ordinary. Trust me, as far as we were concerned, Lenegis, it makes you wonder whether the city was just built on as an afterthought.
Sorry.
Not at all.
So it looks like the
Sometimes it
Renans
takes an
don't
outsider's
necessarily
eye to
have it
help
so
you
great
notice what
either.
You've been missing all along. This place is a...
Yeah.
Alright, so let's talk to this guy.
Oh, dear me. Whatever did...
You really have...
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know. We have no choice but
Who's
to
His
grin
Highness?
and bear it. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of His Lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed.
Yes, indeedy.
The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
So there must be a treasure or something over here. Yep. I didn't think they'd put a whole hallway over here for no reason. 3 strawberries. Nice. Do you have anything to say? Nope. Let's move on. Actually... I'm going to use the restroom really quick. I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay. Alright, so let's talk to the next quest marker. Let's get on with it. We'll go ahead and heal this dude. Why not? We're the good guys. If you still believe in concepts such as that. Ooh, and for healing dude, we get the fancy parfait recipe.
I wonder just how many people have been saved by Xion in some form. I'm impressed.
There's rumors flying around about people being saved by a Renan vision of beauty.
The vision of beauty?
Your lordship.
Got me curious
now.
What
a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
Yeah, the girl standing right behind you.
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat.
Speaking of standing out.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time. Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Hmm? Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best.
I'd call it a bit more than a pain.
I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
I like how he just blew her off completely.
Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renan, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Dohalim's a good guy.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always?
Not to this extent. Which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth. That Lenegis is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah, that one guy even said Zoogle had stopped listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
I forgot. The Zoogles
Everything
are
that
like their
here
pets.
Is attributed to the Sovereign's will.
It's crazy.
It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is this person ruling over Lenegis?
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and Lenegis.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dana? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling Lenegis alone would be difficult enough.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is. Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I. In
Yo,
which case,
what's good, Griffey?
I would imagine that...
How you doing tonight?
But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegis has ever been there?
Sorry if I sound a little hoarse. I'm just getting
Assuming
over.
what I believe to be
Well,
correct, it's
I'm
possible
kind of
that no
getting
one
over
on
being
Lenegis
sick.
has
I got
ever laid eyes on
my
the actual Renan homeworld
got
itself.
my decaf coffee
one but the
here.
sovereign,
Crazy
that
Cat
is.
Dad.
But what about trade and
Crazy Cat
communication?
Man.
There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not
How
if
was
the
your
sovereign is
day-to-day?
imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so far away? What if something were to happen to the city, like now?
I'm beginning to wonder
It looks
what the
like
nature of
I
this
was talking to
sovereign even
KB
is.
today. It looks like
Alfred
I'm
said he was
seeing
forced
you
into the role, right?
Friday,
Just before the ceremony.
Tuesday, Wednesday,
But sovereign
Thursday,
is also the title
Friday.
given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis. Thereafter,
I haven't fought a
individual is
single
known
battle
as the
on stream
sovereign.
yet. That's crazy.
Though, it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this, at this point, I
Yeah,
no
it's
longer
a
know what to
great
believe.
question
3
about
centuries ago,
Volron,
I became the
because
sovereign here on Lenegis.
why was he a sovereign?
Not just became.
I don't think they
was
ever explained
forced
that.
to. Me, a Danon. 300 years later, we crossed paths with Volron. who
Hey,
also
you haven't
bears
said how
the
your day
sovereign's
was yet.
crest. That's
Also,
not the
did you
only
drink
thing
plenty
we
of
have in
water?
common. We both became sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that 2 sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganath Haros. Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time? Could that be what's causing all this strange activity here?
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma. The same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions. Ones that it seems will remain unanswered.
We established Sovereign's
really is
identity.
Then it's just...
One of this... Let's go...
Alright, cool. Yeah. Man, this is the chatty
I didn't
episode.
realize Renans oppressed their own kind, too.
And yet, weirdly, none of them seem to mind. Am I the only one who finds that strange?
It is the way things have always been, so no one thinks to question it. You have experience in that regard yourself, do you not?
Unquestioning acceptance of your own servitude.
That's
Yeah,
basically
that
been
sounds
like the
about
whole
right.
theme of this game.
Even so, the quality of life here seems much higher than any Danon city we visited. I used to think it was impossible to build an ideal society without wealth. But I suppose having it doesn't always mean people are treated fairly either.
More to the point, not a single citizen seems to have even heard of the Red Woman.
What if she's not here? What if it turns out we're looking in the wrong place entirely?
It's still too early to say anything for sure.
For all we know, she might be able to blend in, move around unnoticed. I say we hold off judgment until we've exhausted every avenue.
Good lord.
Tell me, Dohalim.
And what skip?
You know, when you're talking to people around town. The way
I'm afraid
I do. Look imp-
Friendly
So
intimidation.
now you got me.
I like that.
What?
Hey! I can bear...
I hope you're willing.
I wasn't expecting...
Cool. Let's go, or let's not go.
With nobody left to run the show, I mean, they're sovereign.
But don't...
Only current.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
I wonder what they'd think if they were impulsive.
Oi, 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 what is good? Timoticus, how was the rest of your stream?
Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Dahnans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
I know. But seeing Renans in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives, it gets you...
And if you're that every end, luck.
Well, you know I watch your VODs, so, you know, I'm gonna go in and catch... When you join, I usually look at my time recording so I know how far back to play back, because, well, I gotta see what happens in Earthbound, obviously. And forgive my voice. I know, right? I was up till 5 a.m. thinking of that one.
Balseph had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible.
Balseph, that was so long ago. Are we still talking about Balseph?
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from commenting.
What?
Ganabelt was so horrible to people, yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
Oh, Ganabelt. That takes me back. I think we fought Ganabelt when I first got this chair.
Vie to become the next sovereign. They're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Dahnans?
Well, because Ganabelt was a speciesist. I'm still trying to figure out if the whole Dahnan Renan thing is racism or specism.
As that other district we went through.
Indeed. The effects of Lenegis's transformation appear to be less pronounced here. Or...
Pardon me.
Not really interested in
I guess your willingness
quest dialogue.
To Lenny Lowe came from a survival of the fittest view.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it.
There's gonna be someone who liked every single lord.
Okay.
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
You
I
know,
remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganath Haros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised
I wouldn't
to
say we're
accept
past
everything
it,
at face value.
just like a lot of this dialogue is meaningless. It's like a little side quest that popped up.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders.
Okay, maybe we are kind of
carrying
past
all
the
the
story.
weight and
Look,
responsibilities of Renan
I don't normally
society.
do this with the games I
Renans live
play.
in a world
I
where
don't.
Strength and power determine their position in the social
We listen to
hierarchy,
every Live
so they
Alive
tend to grow
line,
up fiercely
but
competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together
know what?
against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena, so to speak.
yeah,
Right.
we're
It's the
kind
same
of
reason
way
Balseph
past this.
hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you.
I just want this game to
because
be
we're
over.
threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen,
We fought
have you gained
5
anything from all of
lords,
this?
and I kinda remember
made me
which one is
realize that the
which.
lords were all
Like,
people,
I know the
too.
first one was Balseph.
Balseph and the others? They all had their own
Volron,
circumstances to deal with as they
Almidra,
went through
Balseph,
life.
and Ganabelt.
Yeah,
Okay, I
but
remember their
still,
names.
Just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know.
You know, for
They
what
did was horrible.
for such
I'm not
evil
trying to
villains
dispute
that they are, we
But at the
really
same
never
time,
learned much
they
about
weren't
them.
incomprehensible monsters either.
Man, this
They were
game
individuals,
sucks.
just like the rest of us. So
I mean,
guess
I'm gonna be a little sad
I'm
when it's
trying to
over,
say is,
because
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans,
you know,
or because
strictly
they were terrible
from a
monsters.
game design standpoint, it's not an awful game. It's just like any other modern game. It's just it's just not a good Tales game.
Not at all.
Oh.
Being a Dahnan doesn't make you a
I was
good
saying
person.
before you jumped in, I can't wait to go backwards. Backwards is the direction we want to go playing this franchise, apparently.
Shionne and Dohalim definitely make a...
And I'm going...
Okay, y'all can stop talking now. I am ready to play anything else besides this. Anything up here? Nope. Oh, yes. Treasure chest. Grape Jill. Not bad.
There's something I just don't get.
What it...
The crown contest itself. In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be...
Yeah, that makes...
So...
Hanfried Milgras, the former lord of Cyslodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfried, whatchamacallem, he's the...
The last I heard, yes. Though it...
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually...
I guess over Holocom maybe, but not...
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever...
And that never...
When you live here, it's as if you're
in other words...
True, but...
You and me
TLDR, they're programmed to be complacent. Up and around, yep. So let's go up this way. There's probably a treasure to pick up. Nope, I made that detour for nothing.
Doe?
Doe.
Faria.
Uh-oh.
Faria?
I won't skip this one.
That Avakir guy was...
I think this is Dohalim's ex.
Here? Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dahna already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnagin to secure your position as Lord, you still...
Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Dahnan rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Dohalim's kind of gangster, not gonna lie.
That's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else.
Oh my god, will you shut
You're
up?
Just a coward!
It's not that serious, lady. Uh-oh. Guys, literally, like, turn around. I know, right? Guys, just turn around. Like, the red woman you're looking for is, like, literally right behind you. Just turn around.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Can y'all leave this guy alone?
About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
He literally just said...
She has more right to my life than anyone.
He said leave it be.
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so.
And
there are far too many
you understand another
seek
problem I
answers to.
have with this game is like
Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dramatics in a game with a story are fine, just they're so
Forgive
misplaced
me.
here.
Some things are best left unsaid.
Okay, literally, like, all we have to do is go back over here and the red woman... Nope, she's gone. Those creepy eyes. Yeah, treasure over here. Orange gel, not bad. I know you like those emotes. I know you like them. Yeah, my favorite artist did those. Yeah, she's got me on her you like the glow up? You know, I am a whole queen. I'm shameless. You know what? I named that emote Glow Up because I forget what I was trying to call it before, like happy or something, and Twitch would not approve that emote with that name. I changed it to Glow Up. I think it's Glow Up. Right? What's the name of this? What's the name of this? Yeah, Glow Up. Whatever I named it before, Twitch would not approve it, no matter what. This part, I've been on stream for an hour and 12 minutes with no fights yet. This is starting to feel very reminiscent of, starting to feel real reminiscent here of Xenogears Disc 2. That's the reference I was trying to make. By the way, if y'all have trouble hearing me, just let me know. My I'm kind of like getting over my voice being lost, so
wow,
a lot of Chloraseptic, decaf coffee,
Yeah.
and
Must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
medicine went into
You think?
us being
Man,
live
these
tonight.
Renan sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Yes, this game.
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnigan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnigan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was the
once
one
my
he
dearest,
killed.
closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed.
Ah.
Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music.
And of course, since she's good at an
Entranced
art,
by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnigan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
hey, Timoticus, look. Strings kids.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth
forget all
cherishing.
the elitist pigs.
Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnagin and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord.
And that's when I choked him with a violin string.
He aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
You mean you were not so benevolent?
What happened?
Tarnagin was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait, don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less. She would have been devastated.
Maybe her knowing would have made it better?
So she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty. Instead, I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
Get over it, dude. I take it back. You're not a gangster.
What it is now. The Dahnans there would still be suffering.
Suge Knight ran a dude over and like backed up and ran over him again to make sure he finished the job.
No other lord would have treated me as you did. Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago.
You've saved agree, so many people, Timodicus. Not a gangster.
You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Actually, I forgot.
Frank as always.
The kid in Earthbound, the one Ness's like rival. What's his name again? Pocky? I was calling him Mandark because I forgot what he actually looked like. He actually looks more like Pokey. I thought he looked like Mandark, right? That's why I called him that. And then I actually looked him up after. He looks more like Carl Weezer. Looks more like Carl Weezer than Mandark.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shionne. I promise he does.
Oh, God,
I hope you're right.
Cares. In this? Oh. Nuts. We had an onlooker.
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just
you think it's a bit of both?
You were always there to support me.
When I played cards still, he didn't look like him, but there was a guy who went to the shop I played at regularly.
Thank you.
And his voice, he sounded just like Mandark from Dexter's Lab. Like he even, I almost kind of feel like it was intentional. Because he had the same speech pattern too, with like the abrupt stops, like the "Oh hey Mushu, what's good?" You know, I wasn't gonna stream tonight, but mix of Chloraseptic, and a lot of hot coffee powered through it. I saw you streaming when I was getting ready. How did that go? I can manage my ranch from a different planet. That's actually kind of neat. Yeah, I didn't see that Mushu was live, unfortunately, until I was preparing to do this, so... But you know what? I have both y'all hosted now, so it's lit. Ooh, I can make that. Yeah, I saw you when I pulled up my channel. You had like 14 at the time. If you had that high of viewership, you should be at 3 average. you know, always trying to do my part a little bit.
Have you guys checked?
And I guess we rest here, cook. Mabo curry? No. You know what? There's always next time.
I came out great. Everyone's gonna...
There's always next time. Well, well, I appreciate that. Unless you were talking to Timoticus. Either one works. Oh, do we have enemies now?
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever.
Well, thank you for that.
Be ready.
You know what? I always appreciate any kind of press.
I command you. The rest of the city must be erased.
No.
Timoticus has got that unique game going for him. Earthbound. You're not going to find a lot of people on Twitch playing Earthbound. So, you know, I was telling Timoticus about that last time. Or actually, probably several times ago now. Like, I think one of the coolest things you can do on Twitch is just play something that you don't see everywhere. Kind of gives people like a good reason to watch you. I don't know, but then again, that could just be completely wrong. I'm partial to single player games.
Light burst forth.
Radiant citizen!
Into the shadow! Lunar Rider!
Mega Raging Cascade!
I'll burn it all!
Yeah, me personally, I just don't have the time to commit hardcore to an MMO. Although, honestly, I did think about downloading Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis. It comes out tomorrow in the West for the PlayStation. I missed. That was a really short window for me to boost attack there. That was short window. That's alright.
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure.
Hey, you could always try New Genesis. Comes out tomorrow. Depending on if you're on PC or what you play on. I think it might be coming to PC as well, but it's completely free to play.
And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been.
They're glazed over. I've never.
Maybe.
What with?
What do we got here? So straight ahead, do we have? One of my best friends plays Final Fantasy XIV. He's tried to get me on there for a while, but you know, like I try to be a productive human being during the day, so it's hard for me to find the time to actually you know, I don't think I could do both. I have to just pick which one I like more. Force Wolf and Alpha Force Wolf. What do you know? It's another enemy reskin. Hooray! This game has done that so many times. That is so lazy. I can't stand that. I think we were talking about the next action game stream being Demon Souls plus kill counter. I actually was talking to Luna about that today. I like that idea. Elden's cool, but I could just click the Twitch app and see someone play Elden, but Demon Souls? That's exclusive, baby. Ooh. That's a Mantis. I don't know how tough it is, so we're gonna save first. But we should be fine. Force Mantis. Why is everything here a force? Oop. Here we go. Ooh, I thought we were out of range of that. Are you doing... Is Final Fantasy XIV still doing that thing where it's free to play up to a certain level? Or like everything's free up to the most recent expansion or something?
I'll stop its charge. Thanks, Kisara.
Ooh, over limit. That's it. You know, I'm not doing anything fancy anymore when I hit over limit. I'm just gonna spam double Demon Fang, because the guide for this game that I refer to from time to time literally says when you hit over limit, just spam one art, because if you get creative, you might accidentally just run out of over limit and not get to Mystic Art. There we go. But if I'm gonna play... Ooh. I don't know, if I'm gonna play an MMO, it probably would be like something like Final Fantasy or Phantasy Star. I used to play WoW a long time ago. I don't play WoW anymore. Yeah, I don't know. I was super into it, just kind of got over it one day. I was also a lot younger though. We're talking like Wrath of the Lich King.
This one will be difficult to predict.
Which, I mean, that's so long ago now. They're doing like the old school WoW that they do now. They're about to hit Wrath of the Lich King. That's how old it is. Oh, over limit again. We're hitting over limit like a lot with Alphen. Scarlet Inferno. Good Guy game gives Alphen a full AG bar after we come out of Mystic Art. Thanks, game. Oh, nice. Got a loose break. This is the correct type of enemy to hit with Dohelims. There we go. Which reminds me, if I am gonna do that, I actually have to go get Demon Souls, because that's a game. I've been talking about games I own. That's a game I don't own. Shortcake recipe. Cool. Wow. Thought I could maybe finesse them.
Don't be such a pessimist.
You've got spirit.
Wait, was that the guard saying you've got spirit? I don't think I've ever heard a random encounter have a voice line before like that. Oh. You know, that joke, as dry as that joke is, it will never get old for me. I told you about the dude I saw playing Xillia on stream, right? And I asked him about it. You know, that game he was playing the PC version of that's only on PlayStation 3.
Well, am I improving?
Tremendously. The speed and precision
Yeah,
of your aim
I thought of you
is
when I said that. That was funny. The unreleased PC version. Hey, I mean, every game has a PC version if you try hard enough. Oh yeah, we couldn't skip this Mantis.
Time to cross blade.
There we go. Nice, nice little hit there. I mean, not the 12, but when we were in the air spamming Stardust. Alphen, face the right way. Blizz. Ooh, there we go. Oh, Severing Wind is its weakness. Wish I had thought about that. I've used Severing Wind, I just didn't pay attention. Oh wait, now it's not weak to it. Maybe that was Grinwell's hit or something? Oh, another over limit.
Coming through.
Nice.
Scarlet Inferno.
You know, I have to play that game on stream one day. Tales of Xillia. That's one of my favorites. That's a instant classic. I don't know if you know this though, but getting PlayStation 3 footage directly from the PlayStation 3 and not the forbidden PC version it's not easy. PlayStation 3 consoles have capture protection enabled by default. It's not a setting you can disable. And now that PS3s cannot connect to a web, I don't think they can connect to a web browser anymore. There's a lot of modding you have to do. Oh, there's Cinco enemies in here. Hello. Can I get some of y'all to leave the room? Oh, none of you. Got it. What if I just sneak up? Nope, we got all of them. That's all right. We got this. At least Alphen always hits over limit now. There we go. Bar was almost out too. Speaking of, Tomodicus, did you ever settle on what you want to stream when you're finished with Earthbound? I know you were talking about a few games. Obviously, you don't have to decide quite yet. I was curious if you added anything to it. Ooh. Impact Cross. Nice.
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
Yeah, That's probably smart, actually, keeping your thoughts in the now rather than the later. I'm bad about that. I'm bad about overthinking things and thinking too far ahead. Just ask my lovely fiance. Here, I gotta pee real quick. I shall be right back, y'all. Fun fact, before I ever started doing Twitch, I wanted to be a YouTube Let's Player. But when I got all of my equipment, when I got all of my equipment, I was doing research, and I learned that apparently YouTube's I feel like Twitch is hard. I feel like Twitch is really hard. I can pull an alright amount of viewers from time to time on stream, but like alright for me, that is, but like I don't know if they're bots, because only the people I've gotten to know seem to want to chat. I try to engage, but I feel so silly trying to talk to a bot. But words. There we go. If you think Twitch is hard though, YouTube. So when I started streaming, you know, that's also when I started uploading all of my VODs to YouTube. And when I did that, I started trying to put chapters on them. But I put all this work into making chapters, and YouTube strictly just wouldn't allow it. And when I Googled for an answer for it, when I Google searched an answer for why YouTube wouldn't apply my chapters, it's because, oh well, you gotta have viewership to do that, even though it lets you. I actually like Twitch a lot more as a platform than YouTube, quite a bit more actually. Yeah, but oh, we leveled up.
Bearing fruit.
Neat. Yeah, gave up on the YouTube idea real quick. We got here 21,600. Ooh, what if I sneak up on? I think we might have split this fight up a little bit. Neat.
Tell me, have you ever considered your
Ooh.
For my lord!
Yeah, especially because, like, you know, I think I've mentioned this before, but I never watched Twitch before I started doing this. The idea was like live streaming, and I only watched Twitch previously for like live streamed Yu-Gi-Oh events. That's it. But also, you have a lot less, just my opinion, but I feel like you have a lot less creative freedom on YouTube. Mostly just because, I don't know if Twitch is guilty of the shadow banning thing as well, but like, you know, there's a ton of people on Twitch, don't get me wrong, but YouTube is like a super duper saturated platform. What's nice about Twitch is, like, since it's exclusively a live streaming platform, obviously,
we can really make weapons with this?
You don't have to worry as much about everyone being online at the same time and all that. Did we get everything? Yeah, it looks like it. Again, sorry about my voice here. I'm doing what I can. It figures we get the boost gauge and then all the enemies are gone. Ooh, a cutscene. Don't tell me the game's gonna throw me into a boss fight with no healing light.
The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Is he gonna hold his hand up and some sigil's gonna appear and we're gonna just get to go in free of charge? I actually just pulled the guide up and we're really close to the end here. The end's probably not gonna happen tonight, but it's definitely coming.
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the
same. Is that right?
What?
What the?
Oh, did we get to hear that marvelous sound again? The one that made us cry?
Alphen.
No, it looks like a flashback.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Dahnan. I don't even know what
you
the precious
are a
ceremony is
Dahnan
for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home.
At least she kept her word.
I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
I feel like they put a weird audio filter over this flashback.
Here's what we'll do.
Sounds very suppressed.
We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it.
What makes you think you get to go home after the ceremony?
I'm taking your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to. She looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imeris. Isn't that right?
Actually, I'll give the game one compliment.
That's right.
I questioned
really like
if
Shion.
those two characters had different voice actors just now. They do not. But
that's all very well and fine. But what
the voice actress for Shion clearly
too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago.
Worked up her voice a little bit to voice the other character. That was
you mean all of that really
nice
happened?
Little touch of detail.
We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Danon astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all,
the
vast
wedge.
amounts of Dan's astral energy were being siphoned
The
and
wedge.
sent up here to Lenegis.
The potato wedge.
Perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
And his secret
so you
recipe.
think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that
hungry.
vision we just saw? But how?
I don't
and
really
why?
eat fast food, actually.
We had no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as
if
all
I
that.
crave it, though, I crave something really specific.
Shion,
ooh, I got one.
Yeah.
Tomoticus. I don't know if you eat fast food, but where you live, do they have what's called cookout?
It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding
this
up?
I have to know.
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past.
This is never accurate.
I can't just pretend like the past never happened.
This is never accurate for who is in the chat currently, but
really was. It might also lead to answers about your thorns.
This extends to everyone in the chat currently. Okay.
That's not all. This whole time we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here,
do any of y'all have cookout where you live?
Just as bad.
Oh my
I'd like
goodness.
to liberate them too if I can.
Cookout.
Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Over cookout.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same.
I have been.
Your indignation and righteous passion.
I haven't always not eaten fast food. So when I still ate fast food regularly, oh gosh, there's a.
Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Burgers, hot dogs, they sell like quesadillas.
After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
You know, you're just your typical fried restaurant food. Like they have like fried cheese bites. Oh man, cookout is. Oh, and like they have their thing they're known for is their milkshakes. They've got like 600 or 700 different milkshake choices because it's a bunch of flavors you can combine and stuff. I used to get peanut butter and Oreo mixed together. Delicious. Let's heal and then grab a save real quick. Cookout is dope. Like, it is awesome. And also, like, instead of a drink with your meal, you can just sub it for the shake. Like, oh, my arteries hated me at that point in my life. I used to go to Cookout 2 or 3 times a day. I'm not proud of that, but it happened. Oh, don't tell me this is Naori or whatever her name was. No, it's
Faria.
Faria.
How did you get in here?
Yeah,
Wait,
Cookout's awesome.
Something about her isn't right.
You should see if you have one near you. That might be like an East Coast thing.
She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Yeah.
Cookout's
right.
awesome.
She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
Uh-oh. Dohalim, you're about to get your wish. What's going on here? Ooh. Oh, that looks just like something. What is that?
But that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when...
We can talk later. Here it comes!
Tormented limbs.
I've never known Faria to control Zeugles like that before.
How about with a stone that looks suspiciously like a master core? Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handle the Zeugles, then we get some answers. Aim for the weak spot.
Can't be a wall! I'll stop it, thanks, Kisara.
Elusive deity.
Healing circle.
Eating pile driver.
Try harder!
What the?
Dragon swarm!
Elusive deity.
Demon fang!
Eating pile driver.
Try harder!
Ooh, good dodges. Not the last two, but
Demon fang! Dragon swarm! Demon fang! Dragon swarm!
Here's the healing arc.
ooh.
Time to let it rip!
Too much to handle?
That was unfortunate. Life bottle. Oh, darn. Well, they're hard to find. They're pretty big on the East Coast, and they still don't deliver. Not even Uber Eats or DoorDash. Like, they're very contained in what they... Whoa!
I'll heal you all. Healing circle.
Double demon fang! Demon fang!
No dawn shall break this night.
Double demon fang! Dragon swarm! Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down.
Demon fang!
Elusive deity.
Here I come! Going down!
Here's a healing arc. First aid.
Demon fang!
Do it in the wind.
There we go.
This one's got your name on it.
Apparently this one has your name on it. This one's not so bad. I mean, we did take an L to it a little bit, but not as bad as... Shion's out of it. And actually, I knew there was Cookout in Tennessee. I didn't think that was the absolute furthest out, but they'll be like all over the country before long. They've only been around for 7 or 8 years, I think. Maybe a little longer, maybe like 10. I think I had it in... Ooh, ow. I think I had it in 2013 for the first time, and it was brand new back then. Whoa. Give me that heal, Shion. Alright. Alabama. Okay, I didn't think there... I knew there were ones in Tennessee. I didn't think there were in Alabama, though. The only reason I know it's in Tennessee is because I traveled to Tennessee once to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And there was Cookout there.
Where are you going? here.
out of
It's about to strike.
Look sharp, everyone! Take this!
Illuminate the dark. Magic.
Try harder! My turn!
Holy
Double
red.
Phoenix
Too
Fang!
much to handle.
Almost got it.
I'll thank you! Burn! Double Demon Fang! Heal my weary companion!
Not in your dreams.
All right, we got it.
Now.
Woo, easy enough.
Say no more.
Tormented limbs.
Now it's just her! Varia, can you hear me? Varia!
She's preparing another summoning.
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more. Dohalim!
Ooh, good shot.
Forgive me.
Forgive me. Whap!
Man, I thought we were goners.
Let's see.
Okay?
The trifecta for
She's
me
only
when I was eating fast food was
I meant you.
Cookout, if not Cookout, Panda Express. If there wasn't Panda Express, Chipotle.
Please, can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her
But you have to
physically.
do it the way like an anime character would.
We're not even supposed to be in here.
Of course, you know,
Maybe
when
it'd
we
be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
In that case,
I get a lot
I'll
of
take
food
her
at
off your
Chipotle.
You?
Well, who's this?
Avakir, what are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit.
I always ask for like extra of everything. I'm really
I'll take
difficult
Faria.
when I go there.
Leave her with me.
They have a hard time putting the lid on my bowl.
But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
And I don't even use a fork. I get the chips and I just like and eat it that way. I don't use I'm a caveman. I do not use utensils with the Chipotle bowl.
He seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed. He never was one to stand out. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Yeah, no
Somebody
utensils
got to her.
needed. We just
Strike
we just
back at
scoop the
me.
bowl out with the chips.
Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back. And the same goes for you as well.
Yeah, I like
Neither
that. You know how
nor
it goes.
Faria would have lost loved
Yeah.
ones if it wasn't for me.
You're wrong.
Now that being
Calvert
said,
was the one who killed my
have
brother.
do you
under
have
orders from
Qdoba?
Almadria. As for Tarnigan,
Because
if
we
it
have
weren't for the
3
crown contest, he'd
restaurants
still be
in
alive.
on like
that
near.
and the whole damn
Well, they're
hierarchy
international.
that makes it possible. But that's why we're
Chipotle,
fighting.
Moe's, and Qdoba
To
are
put
like
an
the
end to
3
this whole
Tex-Mex
messed up
style
system that treats
restaurants.
people as
I guess
expendable.
Rainforest Cafe as well, but I've
Ridding
never been to
society
one of
this
those.
Blight is really the only way I know how to atone for my sins.
You can't atone, Dohalim. I know it hurts to hear, but those people
What?
are dead. No amount of soul
Fucking
searching or trying to make
Rainforest
amends is
Cafe.
going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have
No,
sailed.
not Rainforest
So I just
Cafe.
forget the harm I caused?
No,
Gosh, it's
the
something
opposite,
like
in fact.
Rainforest Cafe.
You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go
Yeah, I
on
appreciate that, Timodicus.
living. Not for those already passed, but for those still alive.
For those still alive.
Kisara's right. So long as we've still got breath in our bodies, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
That's what
All right,
living's all
I'll take your
about.
word for it.
Being able to still make
I
a
used
difference.
to
Punishing
frequent
yourself for the
Moe's as well.
past
I used to have the
won't
app,
make
and
the pain
every
of
time
your
you spend
conscience go
$100 overtime, you get
Only
$10
fixing the
off.
problem and instead.
I got too many.
Is that what you're saying?
I got too many rewards at
That's
Moe's, but
You have to live for
over the
tomorrow,
years,
Dohalim,
Moe's quality
not
has
for
just like
yesterday. And not
taken a
only
huge
that,
plunge.
you need to live for
Don't like
yourself
Moe's as much as I
and
used
for the
to.
change that you still
Thought
can
it was
be.
Luna corrected me and said it's not Rainforest Cafe, but there's a fourth one I can't remember.
The Forbidden Zone, remember?
Shion.
Huh?
Thank you. You have my deepest gratitude for what you did.
Glad to...
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well. I'm most grateful.
Oh, Faria the pawn.
Do you think...
Certainly
the same.
Someone does.
There's no...
By someone.
What I liked a lot about Moe's compared to Chipotle was that the chips were complimentary. You got chips with your meal. You didn't pay for those. It felt cheaper than Chipotle. Like, it felt lower quality, but I thought it was really good. Moe's had the stack.
Yeah.
Which was basically a giant crunch wrap from Taco Bell, but it was like the size of your head. Those were great.
The will of
I think
Dana's
every
astral
Moe's near
energy.
me has gone out of business, though. Oh, we're getting another flashback. What is this? Oh gosh, why does this kind of remind me of, Why does this kind of remind me of Nier Automata with Simone at the theme park? What's your idea? Let's hear it.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost
Don't
like...
tell me the astral energy is Soylent Green. Actually, it is. The game did tell us that pretty early. There's those thorns again. Pompeii-themed restaurant, and like Rainforest Cafe has a storm every 30 minutes, Vesuvius erupts every 30 minutes, and we hire a stuntman to run through the restaurant on fire. That would get real expensive, I think. Plate of... That sounds awesome, but a plate of food at that, You know who says the same thing? Chick-fil-A. You pay for the experience.
What the hell was that?
I consistently eat Chick-fil-A
Like the whole world
when I was eating fast food frequently, and I'm
Oblivion.
still hungry after Chick-fil-A.
It's the same vision as the one my thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything
Yeah, to pay
else.
for a dude to be on fire every 30 minutes, like,
An empty void.
those are $100
Nothing
plates, my
so
friend.
complete and dominating that there aren't even words to describe it. The end of time.
Or here's an idea. How about every 30 minutes you just set the whole restaurant on fire? Everyone out! You put like some indigo ink in some fog machine so there's like black smoke
Everything
coming
we
out of
just
everywhere.
saw, those were Naori's memories, right?
And then everyone's eating and they're like, oh wow, it's so neat. And then they realize, holy crap, they're taking this one way too far.
That power flowing into her. It reminds me
Luna
of
and I
Shion's
knew a
thorns.
girl from...
If they're what's responsible for all these visions she's been having, then maybe
You really do not get a lot of waffle fries when you think about the quantity of potato. I've thought about that before.
If that is the case, we just
The other thing
found the
too
missing
is
link between your thorns and what happened here 3 centuries ago.
the other thing too,
more
words
than a link.
is
Perhaps even the very heart of the matter.
we knew a girl
I've never
Luna and I, we knew a
astral energy
girl
so
back in the day who
What was that?
worked at Chick-fil-A for a very long
If
time.
it's the same energy your thorns are made of, it must be dark
And
astral energy, right? And
Luna
isn't that something
called
only Renans have?
Chick-fil-A fast food.
Dark astral energy is possessed by Renans alone.
And that girl, like, got
And when
real
enough
snippy
astral
with her,
energy
was
gathers
like,
together,
it's not fast
develops
food,
its
it's
own
fast
form of
service.
If so, maybe that complete oblivion is exactly what the Renan astral
It's like,
energy's will is
baby,
wishing
you
for.
make $9 an hour. Calm down. Chick-fil-A does not care
I don't
about
know.
you.
Will can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more of a feeling, just like the will of Dana.
Right? Oh,
But the
gosh.
will of Dana is made up of astral energy too, right?
I hear all these people
And if that's
say,
what's been showing
oh, I
us these
wish I could go back to high school.
I don't know,
I
should
would
we really
hate to be
begin so
surrounded by
involved
those
with this
idiots
thing?
again.
Dana's
Oh
will
my
would never
goodness.
want oblivion.
But you can't say that for sure.
Cut it out, you two. Squabbling over theories will get us nowhere.
Oh, it's...
Let's keep moving.
I could do a whole
If it's
stream
Dana's will
with
showing
no
us these
capture
memories,
card
and I'm
running,
as clueless about its motives
talking
as any one
about
of us.
Chick-fil-A's
If it could lead
business
us to the
practices,
truth,
because
then I want to find out more.
well, my previous employer, I got to know 2 different Chick-fil-A franchisees
right.
very well.
All we can do is keep going.
Brainwashing
These
is
really
not
are
the
Naomi's
word.
memories we're
It's
watching.
like
There could be truths in them I was never aware of.
when the Chick-fil-A,
And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to
again,
keep
many
fighting.
years ago, when the Chick-fil-A opened in our town, Luna went there for a job
I'm sorry
interview,
about what I said earlier.
and
Come on, let's go.
after the job interview, the person from Chick-fil-A interviewing her had the
That
nerve
vision
to
we
say,
saw.
so this isn't a part of the
It was as
interview,
if it
but
was meant specifically for us.
what church do you go to?
What do you make of it?
Like,
Do you
what?
still think the will of Dana might be involved somehow?
Maybe it's trying to tell us something.
How is that any of your
What?
business? I'm here for
Well,
a job.
It could be supernatural.
Yeah, no,
You
but
know,
that's like common
seeing dead
apparently.
people, messages from
And
beyond
apparently
the
they like
grave,
all go
ghost
to
type stuff.
they like try to get
That's
you
your
to
grand
all
theory?
go to
we're
church
being
together and
haunted?
stuff. Like,
Come
and
on,
if
Mom.
you're not getting paid, of
Wait.
course. Like, don't
He might be closer
Don't
to the mark than you
misunderstand.
think. What if
like,
a person's
oh.
thoughts and deeds were to somehow become
Like having a
indelibly
Chick-fil-A
etched into the ether of the
franchisee
place?
going to your church is almost like an asset
What if
for the
those
church,
with a
because like
connection could
they
then
bring all the
somehow pick up
employees
on them?
with them
You
to
think
the
that's
same
what it was?
and they
Some kind of
probably
message
I
someone
don't know
left
this
here
for a
for
fact,
us?
but they probably
I am merely
goad them
entertaining
into
the
all kinds of
possibility.
like
Whether it was
community
Dana's
service, which
will
community
or
service is
somehow
cool. There's
connected
nothing
to the
wrong with
sovereign
that,
maiden's
but
powers,
when it's
I do not
forced,
Okay,
it's
back
not
up a
called
second.
community
You're
service,
saying
and
that
they're
if a place is
I
full of
don't
enough
like that.
astral energy, it can somehow show us events that happened centuries ago?
More to the point, how does that much astral energy gather in one place anyway? Seems unlikely.
There's a
happened
lot of
naturally.
things in the work world that
Whatever
are
it was,
not
it survived
legal.
here intact for 300
Tons.
years. Whoever left it for us.
I can't
the
tell you
strength
how
of
many
their
people
intent
I've
is
known
beyond
who
doubt.
work overtime hours and
Strength
get
of their intent.
they like don't get paid overtime. That's the law. If you are an hourly employee and you work more than 40 hours in a week, the surplus of that is supposed to be paid at a wage of time and a half. Like a lot of employers just get away with that
Soon, we might very
because
well
people are
learn the
too
truth
afraid to
behind
question their pay
stealing souls,
stubs.
as well
And a
as
lot of
my
those
own
same
past.
employers don't even like to give you your pay stub.
I have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens. I just need a little time first. I want to make
By
sure
the
I
way,
go into whatever
Timoticus, when
comes
are you
next
streaming next?
completely prepared.
Are you doing Thursday? Tomorrow, same time. Cool. So you know I'll be there. I'm just looking at the guide really quick. So we've bought Tormented Limbs, what's it called? Thing. Alright, Mushu, take care. Yeah, and actually what Tomotica said, when are you streaming next? You've been really diligent about coming to mine, and I haven't had a good chance to lurk you yet. Alright, so I'm just looking at the guide here because I need to figure out if this, I might need to play I need to time it so that there's just enough game left to have like another 2-hour stream. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, Thursday C&D for you. Okay. Sorry, I was looking at my guide. I actually still am. Okay. So we have a... Yeah, I think she's gone. Oh well. I think she posts also on Reddit when she goes live, so that's fine. I'm gonna stream for a little bit longer, just because I gotta time this well enough to I gotta time this well.
Soon, you might very well have to be ready to face anything.
I thought this was like the final dungeon, but there's actually a little more left, so not another boss tonight, just some cutscenes I'm gonna go through so that we can start on the last area Thursday night, because I'm definitely taking tomorrow night off. Oh, if she averaged math here, if she averaged 14 for any amount of time, she's fine. Because I know when I got on, and I pulled up my channel,
I'm curious what we'll find.
That's the room
I saw hers, and it was like 14 viewers.
Sure.
So yeah.
You can check it out.
And if she's got the right amount of if she has the right amount of followers, she's in good shape. But Billy, it's just the beginning. We want to go for
like some kind of research facility.
Partner would be cool.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden
75 average just seems so far away.
Looks pretty deserted.
Like if mine says 9 or 10, I'm like stoked. I could not imagine. Yeah. Well, I mean, you're affiliated. You remember what 3 was like.
People of Lenegis.
It took me 6 months to get to 3 average.
Standing within its hallowed halls.
It's off limits even for lords then? Talk about
it used to just be that
club.
3 viewer count.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important facilities let in only the Sovereign? Doesn't that seem a little strange?
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How did they keep it from falling into ruin? Whoever the Sovereign is, they can't manage the upkeep of this whole place themselves.
Did no one ever talk about it when you were growing up?
No, not that I can remember. Then again, Sovereigns and Forbidden Zones weren't exactly breakfast table conversations.
The Forbidden Zone is a hallowed place, at one with the Sovereign's authority, grounds of the one true ruler who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this place to be. No, what we were made to believe it was. But now, it's finally time to discover this area's true purpose.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. I discovered Reddit. I discovered Reddit for that purpose. Probably, I don't even know at this point. Probably like 2-3 months ago. But what really got the viewership for me was like, just
I think I can make this work.
Especially when I was still working. anyone I knew, I told them, hey, I do this thing now, and if you can, like, you could just, you don't even have to, like, type. You could just put me on your cell phone and let it run, pretty please. That would be sick.
These are experiment records, by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see.
Yeah, I had to get the fam involved.
A composite being capable of controlling Dahnan astral energy.
I think, like, so Luna's always been there, but
elemental makeup.
the other two was rough.
The
but
creation of a governing central figure.
We got there eventually.
Taking the form of a Dahnan. Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign.
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals.
I've never understood what people do to get the, like, I see these people like XQC who will just have 66,000 viewers, a chat constantly being filled, like, it's moving so fast you can't even read what people are chatting.
About the Lords?
Like,
why would they be on
I just don't understand how people get to that point.
Think about it. The Lord's
like,
crests are
I know I've
clearly
only
peace with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden.
I know I've only been streaming for like 6 months, but sometimes I kind of feel like I've plateaued a bit, like boom, that's it.
In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject
I'm
to
always
some kind
I'm always trying to do little things to grow, whether it's,
what about the
you know,
Sovereign?
like networking with other people, like seeing things people are good at that I could be improving at, discovering new things. Like, I don't have any Twitch add-ons running. I know I need to do add-ons.
What is it?
I have subs. I need to do. I actually need to do tiers, like sub-tiers.
Read it. There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds.
Yeah,
even.
but
all of them
I mean,
failures.
life's a. I don't get down about it though. Life's a journey. It's not a destination. I've just always wondered, like,
Test
what?
subject number 1273.
Maybe they
Ethnicity,
just started
NA.
at the right time. Like,
Unique
Twitch was a.
adjustment index, generation, NA.
Yeah,
Given
Twitch
name,
never.
Alpha.
Twitch was really small 10 years ago.
They re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Re-engineered you.
Alphen.
It's fine, really. What about the others? Was I the only one?
Test subject number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Volron? But that means...
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
Yeah, sorry, this storyline's just not doing it for me. Why would you show this in, like, the very, very end of the game? Like, the viewer doesn't even have time to soak it in.
None of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Upon victory,
you know,
Sovereign shall return
Timodicus,
to
that's
Rena,
part of the reason I
over Rena and
am so
Lenegis
active,
combined.
like, in that subreddit,
When a new sovereign
is because that's like the
monarch shall
only
relinquish their post and live out the
subreddit
rest
that
of
has
their
to do with
days on
Twitch,
Rena.
as far as I'm aware of,
So we
that
were
you're
told.
allowed to actively promote
But according
yourself.
to these records, there have only ever been 2 sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest.
So then what's the point of the
It's all
crown
lies,
contest?
including the part about the sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign, then who was it?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme. She could be working for someone else. someone back on the Renan homeworld.
Yeah, but I've never found it. I haven't found another really good place to network so far. Today, so, fun fact. I don't know if you've ever looked at my YouTube, but I have,
no other information that
I think,
could help
130 YouTube videos, maybe a little more.
Not that I can see.
Just all my past streams, and like, those are the ones that are public. That doesn't even include what I'm ashamed of that I have privated.
Unfortunately.
So I started looking up ways that I could promote my YouTube videos, which could possibly lead people to my Twitch channel.
But you're welcome to take a look through what you can.
The YouTube subreddits are rough. They are critical. They are way too critical for my mental being.
So this is where Alphen became the Sovereign. And Volron as well. So why has the experiment only... Was there really no other...
Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
But it's strange.
If that were to happen, then...
Yeah, that's right.
If you ever...
And I would be...
Yeah, I don't know. But, you know, I've always been the kind of person, just kind of like, go with the flow, like... You know, if I... Put it this way, and gosh, I hope my fiance would vouch for this if she heard me say it. I'm not the type who gives up super easily. I'm pretty good about long-term goals. What's this? But I think a different person, though, would be like, I made one video, why am I not famous? Yeah, but that's why I'm always trying to, like, I'm really a firm believer in the whole concept of paying it forward. Like, when you can do something nice for someone, especially if it costs you nothing but maybe a few moments of your time, that's me. I'm, like, all over that. I wonder if there's a treasure in this room back here. That just seems like the kind of place this game would hide something like that. Like way back at the other side of the room. I am not curious about any of this game's splat books. I have a very good friend who was super supportive when I started streaming. He still is, but he doesn't get on Twitch much. He used to have a pretty large Twitch following, like a few thousand people. And he's the one who kind of told me that the platform is just different now because there's so many more people on it. It's a good I mean, when you complete a long-term goal, when your hard work pays off, it's a great feeling. Oh, there he is with the stupid mask on again, like from the beginning of the game. But that friend of mine, though...
I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dana.
He pretty much told me when he did it, this was like 8 or 9 years ago, Twitch was pretty easy because...
My place is here with my people.
The platform just didn't have nearly as much content as it does now.
I'm sorry for what you've endured. Renan never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further.
The mask contains a sedative. What?
This should help with the pain.
How does that work?
Time to go, Alphen. Farewell. His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode. The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%? And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. But
This is a civilization of the future. Why are they still making things out of iron? Iron has a... Iron rusts so easily.
And this starship along with it. I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if...
Ooh.
If doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try.
Yeah. Like I said, just never forget. It's always the journey. It's not the destination. I feel like in life, a lot of times we benefit from the lessons of the journey more than the result of the destination. I think that's what makes us grow. Usually. That being said, never forget, practice does not make perfect. Only perfect practice makes perfect. If you practice the wrong things, if you're studying the wrong Latin, you're not going to learn Latin,
above and beyond
right?
The Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, what?
Even with Lenegis crumbling down around her, she chose to stay put with her people.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time. It was all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be alive today.
So correct me if I'm wrong, if you wanted to say no way in Pig Latin, wouldn't that be no way way?
Now that you know how she felt,
no way way
how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
She kept her promise. If the Renan people
does real Latin? I'm sure it sounds nothing like that. I don't think I've.
Then I owe it to her to carry on her fight.
One Awe. Okay.
Naori was the one who put that mask on me and made me Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart. She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything, she wanted you to survive. And you did.
What a silly concept. Let me guess. Did we ever... No, we never even got a heal from the limbs fight. Let me guess, there's another cutscene in here too. What? None at all? Oh, I bet this is like a gold gel or heavy treat. Cool. Do you mean Simlish literally like the language the Sims speak? Because if so, that's actually that's awesome. When I think of Simlish now, I think of how they talk in Animal Crossing. Luna plays Animal Crossing a lot, so
of course
they do like the like kind of thing.
After 300 years, this is where it was held. The spirit channeling ceremony. This is where the Renis Alma was.
Don't tell me
this is the place
they
where
waited
Naori...
until the last 2 hours of this game to explain the plot.
Nor is the Red Woman, it seems.
Come on.
I know it's difficult, Alphen, but there will be time to dwell on the past later. For now, we need to keep moving. Come on.
Yeah, because better late than never, because quite frankly, I didn't think it was ever going to happen.
Naori.
And I've played this game so long that, quite frankly...
Is it the work of Dana's will again?
I don't really care about the plot. They made me wait too long. Like, they don't even give you a little, like... They don't even throw a little, like, bait out to try to reel you in.
To lose control. Since then, my visions of the future have grown more
like
and more fearsome.
You finish a part of the game and then they're like, okay, cool, do the next one and then we'll talk.
This time. It's like she's speaking directly
it's like the game
to us.
taunts you. I think there's 5 lords. I think I gave up on learning the plot after the 3rd lord.
About what was done to us.
Believe it or not, I actually really liked this game before that.
The purpose of which we were never even told. As Sovereign, they linked Elfin's consciousness to Lenegis itself. The Renis Alma was intended to control his power, lest anything should slip through its cracks. That day, as Maiden, my role was to temper his power. I was meant to guide it forth, and give shape to the strength inside of him.
Linked to Lenegis itself? But then, everything that's been happening...
But that power showed me a vision.
A vision
of oblivion.
That's a really good game.
That vision was a prophecy
Elder
of the
Scrolls 4
apocalypse we were about to
Oblivion.
unleash.
Unpopular opinion, I actually like Oblivion a lot more than Skyrim, personally, but
Alphen lashed out, his consciousness no longer
that's a
his own.
long story.
I did what I could. Using my abilities as the Maiden, I tried to seal that power away inside of me. But it was too late. Lenegis had already been brought to its knees. Thousands upon thousands of lives so cruelly snuffed out. All because of me. Because of what I had done.
Can't be a Can't Sprint JRPG stream without me bumping the old microphone.
I knew I had to find a way to dispose of it. Anything to make up for my failure. But I didn't know how.
I'm coming up with all these really good jokes about this game in my head, but I moan about this game so much. I'm just trying not to.
Ironically enough, the Renis Alma seemed to be my best
I feel like I do it at least. The way my desk is set up, there's not that many great places for my microphone.
Assuming that no malevolent third party got to it first.
And it doesn't help that I happen to be left-handed, and my mic's right here, so sometimes I just instinctively raise my left hand and bump it. Well, it's actually a lot more common than you think.
That's what I hoped, but alas, it was not to be. The Renis Alma
I remember, I think, one of the first couple times I ever streamed, I bumped the mic like 7 times in a row, and I just hit stop streaming. I was like,
was to seal away
no
the
more.
destructive force inside of me, using my powers as the Maiden to buy the world what little time I could.
I almost considered
the time needed for a new Renis Alma to be crafted, and for a new.
What's actually really nice is if I tap my desk, you don't really hear it in the mic.
I would be passing the curse
I have some pretty good filters set on it in OBS. Like right now.
Please,
if you look at my arm,
forgive me.
I'm actually tapping my desk right now, and you can't hear it. And the boom arm for the mic is mounted to the desk.
Wait, you can't just.
So for me to bump something on my desk, and you hear the mic without me actually touching it, I gotta hit it pretty hard.
That message just now, was it directly from Naori, or was it the Dahnan voice speaking through her?
I hate this game. What does that mean? Was that Naori or was that the Dahnan voice speaking through her? What does that mean? Oh my... Put the armor back on. That costume looks so stupid. You both look so silly.
What?
These are the clothes that Naori and I wore.
What does it mean? Yes,
ago.
Really?
So you're saying this is the Maiden's outfit?
That's right. These clothes are designed to resonate with the Sovereign and Maiden's abilities. They focus and enhance them.
I'm changing that I'll probably leave the costume since the game's probably meant for them to end looking like that, but I was a much bigger fan of the Sin Cleaver armor. Alphen just looks like a dork like that.
These outfits are directly linked to the answers we've been chasing this whole time. If they're here, it must mean it was Naori's will first to
I needed that sword. Illuminate the dark.
Locating the Renis Alma would allow us to neutralize the dark astral energy inside Shionne.
Oh my god, that's really funny.
Is that what Naori's suggesting?
It makes sense. After all, Master
Oh my
Cores
gosh,
and spirit vessels are
that
both
costume
able
is
to prevent
so
the astral energy
dorky.
inside them from developing sentience.
No, I'm here.
By that
Clear.
logic, it would stand to reason that the Renis Alma would have the same ability on a larger scale.
The ability to magically change people's clothes and make the hero look like a... It looks like such a dork.
Now all we need is the Renis Alma.
Congratulations, you're wearing armor on your arms and legs. Good thing your heart is completely uncovered.
Shionne.
It's possible? You really think so?
I do. We can rid you of your thorns and stop the world from falling to oblivion.
However, the spirit channeling ceremony already failed once. Even if our goal is different this time, we can't be sure.
And the worst part is, I have to root for them because,
take care not to be too
well, if they win, the game's over, so...
Right. It's the barest sliver of a chance.
Seriously, look, he's wearing leg and arm, leg and, like, arm, like, gauntlets and pauldrons, but his chest is completely exposed.
It's too early to let myself feel relieved, but I just can't seem to help it.
So he just wears the parts of the armor that make him move slower,
I know the world's still
but
in
his
great
vitals
peril.
are perfectly...
It's selfish of me, I know, but...
You know,
But still...
Kisara's armor is obviously very silly considering...
He found hope to believe in. It'd be
Oh,
strange
whatever.
if we weren't over the moon about it.
Goodwell's right. We can rid you of your
You know,
curse and still save the world at the
Samurai
same time.
wore... your typical mercenary samurai
Naori
chose no
entrusted
armor
us with
because
the
they...
fate of all humanity.
Well, they
Now,
took the Dark Souls
to us to
logic,
prove that
which was
trust
not
was
Dark
well
Souls
placed.
logic at the time. They chose speed over defense.
Starting with a little game
Because you don't need defense if you can't get hit. Why would you wear the parts of the armor that make you slow, but not cover the good stuff? This thing keeps you alive.
We can protect the world and save Shionne at the same time.
I too shall lend my services. My knowledge of Renin lore is
Nah,
bound
you
to be a
can-
useful asset.
And they say modesty is dead.
Now, feel free. You're good.
Miracles just seem to follow wherever you go, huh?
Oh, more of that forced romance.
How do you know it's me they're following? We're all in this together, Shionne. You included.
I hate you both so much.
Now let's get moving, shall we? Last I
I
heard, we had an
really do.
apocalypse to stop. Thank you, Naori. So Naori sealed away
Timodicus,
the power that made
I
me
can't
lose
wait
control of myself.
till
She stopped my
I
rampage.
can play a game in this
Saved my
slot,
life.
and you can see me
And
play a game in
that
this
power
slot
she
that I
sealed
don't
away was
hate.
passed down to you. I'm so sorry, Shionne. It's my fault that you're cursed.
You're wrong. What happened to you was because of the ceremony, and Naori's
This
attempts
whole
to stop
game is
Oblivion.
cursed.
You paid a heavy price for it, and then fell asleep for 300 years. The reason you lost your memories.
Is the reason for your curse.
The thorns.
It all leads back to them. But once they're gone, we can finally put an end to all this.
When my thorns are gone, I never dared to dream that such a thing could be possible. No, the truth is, I think maybe I've always been dreaming about a life without my thorns.
You know what?
A touch of my family, or playing with my friends, holding hands with
Flip the
Rinwell,
script. I'd probably
or
agree with
giving
you.
Law a
So I can
deserved
see
smack,
it from your
embracing
standpoint.
everyone. All
But
the normal things
gosh,
that people
I don't know.
do together.
I feel like it's a
I
lot more
always
enjoyable
wished
to
I
watch
could
someone who
experience them
enjoys
for
what they're
myself.
playing.
And finally
I don't know,
know
the
what they
whole
were like.
hating playing a
Is
game
it
that you
really
actively
okay
hate,
for
that's
me
such
to
a
believe it can happen?
such a 2000s
I'm so
thing,
scared
and
of getting my hopes up.
there's nothing wrong
What
with
if
it,
doesn't
but
work out in the end, and
That's not going to I'm here
gosh,
to
I just want
make
this
sure
game to
it
be over. I
Forget
want to go
fate,
back to playing
destiny,
action
or anything
RPGs I
else.
enjoy,
We're going
or
to live.
have the chance to enjoy.
A normal life. There are a lot of things you still want to do, right?
yeah, you're right. It's such a strange feeling. I know. that we've still got plenty of fighting up ahead.
Strange feeling is that this game gives me diarrhea.
So I can live.
You're worth fighting for.
I believe you, Alphen.
Good. I'll keep on fighting.
These characters have been talking for almost 30 minutes straight. I might as well be playing Metal Gear Solid 4. At least that's a good game. Well, oh, that's kind of cool. Their character portraits changed. That's a neat little touch. Oh, let's just go ahead and give Xion Revitalize before I get to do that. Sodiel Arthalis, Gum Arthalis. Oh my god, they're still talking!
Like quite the big...
Her position, yeah.
Not only that,
that's as if...
Which basically, you inherited that. Don't I know it?
But...
She's...
I promise. Well, I can't promise. Well, let's just say this. This is the first game I've played in a long time that I detested. I think the last time I played a game and it was so bad that I was just ugly about it probably was Shining Resonance Refrain. I picked that up on the Switch. Played it. I actually played it for a good 10 hours. That game was terrible. Oh, that's neat. They changed the menu screen up a little bit. That's pretty cool. They've done that throughout the game a little bit. That's a nice that's one of those nice touches that it's one of the nice touches I'll mention. There's not many of them. I want Forbidden Zone in the guide. Forbidden Zone. I see, okay. There we are. What's this?
That's quite some door, all right. This might finally be it. The heart of the beast.
We'll find the Renaissance.
So here's the deal. I'm still gonna catch your stream tomorrow. I'm taking off tomorrow. I think Thursday. I think Thursday I'll stream Live Alive.
Go for it, Alphen.
And then Friday we'll finish Tales of Arise. I'm thinking that's it. I don't know about Epic, but it's the finale, and that's guys. All that matters to me.
Time to see what secrets are in store.
Actually, it may even be Catterday. I have a bit of a commitment the coming days.
We're along.
Yeah.
All right. Let's...
in a portion.
Maybe this place still.
I have a bit of a strange kind of commitment coming up, so I have to be mindful of how late I'll be up the next couple of days. Live Alive. See, Live Alive is weird for me to stream because, like, I try to do the whole chapter in one night. As a matter of fact, like, I won't stream Live Alive if I don't think I can finish that whole chapter in the night. I just saved. I'm saving again. But this is actually the point I wanted to stop at because there's another boss fight coming up, and I think I'm going to save it for, well, next time, because it's for, I wouldn't call the plot of this game important by any stretch, but yeah, it's one of the last boss fights, so I'm going to save it for the finale, Tales of Arise. I can't believe I get to finally say that. Yeah, so the next stream will be the final Tales of Arise stream. Besides the, I'm gonna do like a bonus episode or two. It's still a Tales game. There's still a little bit of content I want to cover. There's a Sword Art Online DLC that I might check out. I have a gift card. There's not a lot I want on PSN, so I may check that out for stream purposes, but Timoticus, I shall catch you tomorrow when you stream Earthbound. The rest of you, if you are not bots, thank you for watching. But you know what I like to say? If you like Tales of Arise for some reason, or if you like Can't Sprint JRPG, please be sure to drop a follow, maybe even consider subscribing. I do this quite a bit. But yeah, other than that, be sure to tune in next time for the finale. Thank you, Lord. Praise Jesus. The finale of Tales of Arise. But yeah, later, homie. Good night. I will catch you tomorrow. Yeah, but tune in next time. I'll post on Twitter, and I'll update my schedule for Twitch, so we'll know what's happening what night. But till then, you all, have a good night.